Afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon. Antay lang muna tayo, mga 3:03 mag-start tayo ang class.
Afternoon,
Okay.
ma'am.
Good afternoon. Tayo lang natin yung mga klase ninyo. Okay?
Ma'am.
With the second attendance based on the screenshot, the others are just quiet. But I know they're just there. Wala na rin. Tapos na, siguro makatitle kayo. Okay na sa akin. Okay?
Okay, good afternoon.
Afternoon, ma'am.
Good
Afternoon, ma'am.
afternoon.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good
Good
afternoon,
afternoon.
ma'am.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon all. So, we will start with our class. So, we're on the Module 3, Unit 1. So, starting na tayo sa Module 3. So after the Module 3, so mayroon tayong tatlong units dito. After that, we're going to have another quiz and then prepare for your midterms. Your midterm will be on November 2nd week. So depende pa kung anong date kasi wala pang memo galing sa department natin o sa colleges natin na anong yung schedule ninyo for your quiz ay for your midterm. So, midterm natin ha, module 1, 2, and 3 ang coverage. 50 items, 1 point each, multiple choice. So, yun ang ating type of exam for your quiz, for your midterm po.
Ilang item, ma'am?
Okay. 50, 50. 50
Ilang,
items, multiple
Ilang oras
choice.
naman, ma'am?
Yung oras doon is, it can be 1 hour and 30 minutes. Yung oras for your midterm.
Ano yan, ma'am? Through online lang yan siya, ma'am?
Online din kasi we are not allowing pa kasi na merong pupuntang estudyante dito sa class. Wait lang ha.
Okay, ma'am.
So, hindi pa kasi allow na magkaklase sa pupunta yung mga estudyante ng matagal and stay there sa school or sa campus or sa classroom ng matagal to take the midterm. So, lalabas po talaga tayo ng midterm ninyo will be online. So, titingnan natin kung sasabihin ng school, ng department, ng dean, na yung kung anong specific date ang schedule sa midterm nyo, so baka doon din ang ibibigay or parehas na din sa ginagawa ko sana, pwede lang i-extend. So, kailan lang ninyong pwedeng kunin within the 4-day or 5 days na extension na binibigay ko, like Wednesday, available hanggang Sunday. Ganun sana. Kasi baka sasama sila sa schedule. For example, 1Charlie, NGEC4, Wednesday, 3 to hanggang ganun. So, baka ganun yung magiging exam. So, depende pa kasi wala pa tayong memo pam power deal. Okay, so those are, yung midterm coverage don't forget, is lang module 1 to 3 lang tayo. Sa nature of mathematics, speaking mathematically, at saka yung problem solving. Okay, so present ko muna. Wait lang. Okay, so we're on the module 3, problem solving. Ewan ko, wala akong makitang good afternoon, good morning talaga na may coffee. You can take your coffee while we're having our class. Ay, sorry. Okay, so what are the units? So there are 3 units. Unit 1, we will start today discussing it, inductive and deductive reasoning. Unit 2, problem solving with patterns. So, parehas lang yan sa patterns na diniscuss ko in module 1. Kaso lang meron lang additional na binanggit dito. That is why by next week, it will be our last Google Meetup before the midterm. So after midterm, magta-klase na naman to tayo for the finals. So ito kasi yung last na topic for the midterm. So pag na-discuss ko na lahat, so ang gagawin nyo na lang is to review your lectures, do other activities na hindi nyo pa na-submit sa midterm for you to prepare for the midterm exam. And then after ng midterm, so magmi-meet na mo tayo for our first lecture for final exam. So next week, i-discuss ko yung Unit 2 and 3. Bakit ma-discuss na itong dalawa? Kasi ang Paulus problem solving techniques is medyo maiksi lang yung topic niya, and same with the problem solving with patterns. Kasi diniscuss na yung some part ng problem solving with patterns. So dito, i-recap mo na lang din yung sa Unit 2. So, ngayon yung inductive and deductive. Next week is the Unit 2 and 3. For today, wala po tayong magkikitang activities sa ating Google Classroom. You can see your activities by Friday pa po. Your activities on Friday is the problem solving patterns. So, activities and lecture po ng Unit 2 ang makikita sa Friday. Okay? So, yung Paulus naman, next Friday na yun. So, we're continue sa inductive and deductive reasoning tayo. So, time check, 3:12. So, hanggang 4:30 po tayo. So, we still have more time. So we're in the unit 1, inductive and deductive reasoning. So ano to? So may binigay ako last week wherein you're going to watch a short video wherein it gives you an idea what is an inductive and deductive reasoning. So ano ang importante ng the importance of reasoning? It gives you to recognize what information is provided or missing, figure out what information they need to find, to draw on relevant prior knowledge, and choose the most suitable heuristic to work out the solution. So these are the importance of reasoning. That is why reasoning is part of the problem solving, because you're going to find out through the use of your prior knowledge to reason out what is the best answer for that problem. So we will start first the inductive, then deductive, and we will going to have a comparison between inductive and deductive reasoning. So ang inductive reasoning is a type of reasoning that forms a conclusion. So it will form a conclusion based on the examination of specific examples. So it means that through observation muna ang gagawin niya, first steps, before siya mag-conclude. For example, yung mga yung mga kapitbahay natin na chismosa. So minsan nakikinig sila, nag-observe, yung lalaki palagi nandoon. So na-conclude ka agad na may kabit ang kapitbahay nila. Parang ganun na. Joke lang yun na. Okay, so it's just an example wherein
Grabe
some
man.
joke lang yun. Kasi medyo seryoso kayo eh. So it's just an example wherein they examine or observe some some patterns, ganyan, and then they draw a conclusion. That is why sometimes inductive reasoning is not is not a kind of reasoning na pwede niyong gamitin. Kasi minsan, hindi kasi totoo ang nagagawang conclusion. Okay. So the conclusion formed by using inductive reasoning is a conjecture. So anong tawag sa conjecture? Conjecture is the conclusion formed by using the inductive reasoning. Kaya nga ito, sinabi na, it may or may not be correct. Kaya yung sinabi ko, example lang yun na, so minsan ang example na yun eh, medyo totoo naman kasi may nakita lang ganon, i-conclude na kagad na ganon. So it may or may not be correct. There must be certain facts. That is why inductive reasoning medyo hindi siya the best way to solve a problem. Okay, so go on tayo sa definition ng inductive reasoning. It is the process of reaching a general conclusion by examining specific examples. It uses a set of specific observations to reach an overarching conclusions. The opposite of deductive reasoning, commonly shown using an inverted funnel or a pyramid that starts at the narrow premise and expands into a wider conclusion. So ang inductive reasoning looks like this one. Inverted pala. Wait lang ha. Inverted funnel. So inverted funnel, ganon. So this is an inverted funnel or pyramid. Ibig sabihin, from the hello, paki-off ang mic. Okay, so dito yung kanilang observations, tapos dito yung kanilang conclusion. So from the observations, magiging conclusion. So all forms of inductive reasoning are based on finding a conclusion that is most likely to fit the premises and is used when making predictions, creating generalizations, analyzing cause and effect. Yan ang purpose ng inductive reasoning. Oh, bakit yan? Okay, so bakit inverted? Nagkamali naman akong nang sulat dito. Wait lang ha. Dapat hindi siya inverted. Inverted funnel. Correct na. Wait ha. So this is not the one. Nandun siya sa, okay, inverted funnel. Kasi yung funnel natin pag ganito, so pag inverted, magiging paganyan. Magiging ganyan siya. So this is an inverted funnel or a pyramid. Okay, iba yung aking pagkaintindi kanina. Okay, so this is the inductive reasoning. So galing sa narrow premises. Ano yung narrow premises? Those are your observations and it will expand to a wider conclusion. Ito na yan. Meron kayong specific observations and mag-expand siya, ganyan yung tsura, to a broad conclusion. So this conclusion may or may not, ano ang may or may not? May or may not approve o mag-a-answer sa gusto nyong i-answer na problem. Okay, so we have here an example sa right side. My neighbor's cat hisses at me daily. At the pet store, all the cats hiss at me. So, ito yung observation and ito din yung observation number 2. Dun sa bahay ninyo, yung yung pusa ng kapitbahay ninyo, nag-hiss. So, papunta niya sa store, yung lahat ng mga pusa doon ay naghihis sa kanya. Therefore, so nag-conclude siya from observation 1, observation 2, and then this is your conclusion. Therefore, all cats probably hate me. So, it doesn't mean, minsan, pag sabihin natin all cats probably hate me, it doesn't mean dahil lang sa observation 1 and 2 ay lahat naman ng pusa ay galit po sa inyo. So, minsan, yung ating observation is not true. So, kasi we're just using observation. And some observations are not true. So, that is why. Pero, this is an example of inductive reasoning. So, from the observations, you're going to have you're going to create or form a conclusion. Okay, so what are the uses? Hello? Klaro ba ako?
Hi, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Hi,
Klaro
ma'am.
yung
Hi, ma'am.
ating slides?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, sige.
Yes, ma'am.
Alam ko wala yung ibang internet. Okay, so we'll continue. So you're going to have this, the uses of inductive reasoning. So inductive reasoning, ang gamit niyan is to predict a number. You're going to make a conjecture or conclusions and to solve an application. Okay, so we have an example here. So we're going to consider the following procedure. First is you're going to pick a number, multiply the number by 8, add 6 to the product, divide the sum by 2, and subtract 3. Ang the third step is you're going to complete the above procedure above to produce for several different numbers. So use an inductive reasoning to make a conjecture about the relationship between the size of the resulting number and the size of the original number. So meron tayong problem dyan. So ito yung ating problem. Yan. So yung magpili tayo ng number and then multiply it by 8 and add 6. Then divide the sum and subtract 3. So we're going to create a problem. A table. So we have here original number, multiply by 8, add 6, divide by 2, subtract 3. So first, kasi gagawa tayo ng above procedure to produce several different numbers. So what if you're going to have number, magsiselect tayo ng number na 5. So if we're going to select number 5, if you multiply mo yan by 8, we got 40. You add it 6, we can have 46. Divided by 2, we have 23. Subtract it to 3, we have 20. So later na yung conjecture. Kasi yung conjecture, we will try to see the relationship between the size of the resulting number, ito yung resulting, ito yung last procedure, so yan ang resulting, and the size of the original number. So we will try to see what is the ang tawag dyan, pattern na meron tayong makikita from the original number to here. Since we cannot detect yet, kasi isang number pa lang yung napili natin, we cannot say kung ano yung pattern na makikita. How about if we're going to select 6? So if we're going to multiply it by 8, we have 48. If we're going to add it to 6, we have 54. Then you're going to divide it to 2, we have 27. Subtract it to 3, we have 24. So, yan na yun. Original and the resulting. So, and so on. So, we'll try to see how about meron tayong 100. So, multiply to 8, add 6, divide 2, and you subtract it to 3. Ayan. Anong nakikita natin? Na relationship of the original number with the resulting number. We can see a pattern, di ba? Ano yung pattern? The number usually form. So, ito yung conjecture. Wait lang ah. So, the conjecture, the procedure produces a number, 4 times the original number. You try to observe. 4 times the original number. 5 times 4, 20. 6 times 4, 24. 100 times 4, 400. So, ang general formula na pwede natin gawin dyan is 4n. Where n is element of integer. O baka tanongin nyo naman, ma'am, bakit integer? Gusto ko real number. Remember, real number comprises of fractions, decimal places, or square root. Ito, we're just trying to use whole number. So that is why integer lang po ang gagamitin natin. So that is why for n, where n is an element of integer, or where n is any integer. Pwede yun. This is what happened to our procedures that we have made kanina. So yan nakita natin. So the following procedure produces a number that is 4 times the original number. So ito yung mga resulting number, and this one is the original number. So that is how you're going to use in the inductive, in the solving in mathematics problems. Okay, so next example. So example natin dito. So ito yan ha. So we have the length in pendulum in units and the period of pendulum in heartbeats. So ito yung units, the length, and the heartbeat. Anong na-observe natin? Diba na-observe natin? The square root of 1 is 1. Square root of 4, 2. Square root of 9, 3. Square root of 16, 4. Lahat ito ay square root ng heartbeats. Yan. So, if the pendulum has 49 units, so ito yung 49 dito sa units man. What will be its period? So, automatic, you just get the square root. So, square root of 49 is 7. So, 7 period yung pendulum pag meron siyang length of 49 units. So, that is how you're going to answer. Through the observation of patterns, we have determined what will be the period of pendulum. Ayan. So, ito nagawa nilang conjecture. Yan. The square root of 49. So, from that, determine na for the length of 49 units, there will be a period of 7 heartbeats. Okay. So, next. So, under the inductive reasoning, we have the counter examples. What is this counter examples? Counter example is a specific case for which a conjecture is false. So, ibig sabihin, a statement yan siya wherein you're going to find an example to counter that problem. Kaya nga counter, ibig sabihin, hahanapin mo ng number that will make the statement false. So, ika-counter mo siya. Kung sabihin niya, lahat ganon, pero meron kang nakita, so ika-counter mo, hindi lahat na ganyan. So, that is what counter examples mean. Okay, so we will start with, may meaning pa. Okay. So, we have here, a statement is true statement, provided that is true in all cases. So, if we can find one case, yun na yung sabi, kahit isang case lang for which a statement is not true, we call this a counter example. Because we will counter with an example to make that statement false. So, yun po ang ibig sabihin ng counter example. Okay. For example, we have here, find a counter example ng the sum of two numbers is always more than the greater number. So, ano yung sinabi daw dito? The sum of two numbers. So, for example, we have two numbers, A plus B. Sum man is always more than the greater number. So, assuming this is A is greater number. So, ito yung greater number. So, sinabi dito, if the sum of two numbers is always more than the greater number. So, anong more? So, greater siya. So, greater than yung sa greater number. So, we will try to find na magbibigay sa atin na hindi totoo itong statement na yan. So, tingnan natin. For example, we have here, assuming A is 2, so ang B is the greater number than 2. So, we can use 3. Hindi dapat 1. Kasi we assume B is the greater number. So, this sum must be greater than 3. So, we have 2 plus 3 greater than 3, which is 5 greater than 3, which is true naman. So, we will try to see kung how about A is 4, B is 10. Yan. Is this greater than 10? We will try to see. Yan. 14. So, true din. Okay, so what will be the number so that ma-counter-attack natin siya? So, don't forget that we can also use, since wala namang sinabi na we cannot use negative numbers, di ba? So, we will try to use a negative number. Okay, so we will have negative 2. So, yung B, negative 1. Hindi negative 3 kasi negative 3 is lesser than negative 2. Si A na magiging greater number. So, we're trying to do that B is the greater number. Okay. Is this will give us greater than negative 1? So, we will see. Negative 2 plus negative 1 greater than negative 1. Negative 3 greater than negative 1. Is negative 3 greater than negative 1? No. So, this is wrong. Less than siya sa negative 1. Hence, we found at least one case to counter example this statement. So, hence, this statement is false. So, that is what is the meaning of counter example. Okay, so we will have another example for the counter example. Okay. Yan. Sinabi dito, for all numbers x, the absolute number of x is greater than 0. Ano yung mga absolute number? Absolute number is, if you're going to have a negative number, it will give you a positive number. If you're going to have a positive number, it will give you a positive number also. So, ibig sabihin, lahat ng mga negative magiging positive. And obviously, pag positive, positive na talaga siya. Basta tatanggalin natin yung negative sign ng negative numbers. Okay? So, this means, so sinabi daw dito, so if we have negative 2 as an x, so we have 2 is greater than 0, which is true. How about 4? Obviously, it will give us 4 greater 0, and that's true. So, what are the numbers that will not give us greater than 0? So, remember, in a number, 0 is included. How about if I'm going to write 0? Yan. The absolute value of 0 is 0. Is 0 greater than 0? Hindi, di ba? This is false. Hence, we found a number that counterattack this statement. So, hence, for all numbers x, the absolute number of x greater than 0 is false. Hindi lahat. Kasi merong number which is 0 that contradict this statement. So, ganun po yung pagkuha ng counterexample. Okay, for another one. How will you find the counterexample for this one? Okay, so paano natin kaya yan? Sinabi diyan, for all number x squared greater than x, for all numbers x squared is greater than x. So we will try to see kung ano ang magbibigay sa atin yan. So we will try 2 squared. So we have 4 greater than 2, true. So obviously, may makita tayo na hindi true. And that is 0 squared greater than 0. 0 is not greater than 0. So meron na tayo makita. Obviously, meron din tayo makita isa pa. Like this one. 1 is not greater than 1. And this is false. So we have determined 2 numbers that contradict this statement, which gives this statement a false statement. Dahil sa may nakita tayong dalawang number. Okay, another example. Last example for these counter examples, then we go to the deductive reasoning. So itong sample na to. So what will be the examples that will give us a true statement true statement dito? Or may makita ba tayong numbers na magpo-false yan? So, for example, we choose x as 1. So, we have 1 squared is equals to 1. So, obviously, square root of 1 is 1. 1 is equals to 1. And that's true. How about this one? 2 squared. Is that equals to 2? We have the square root of 4. And we have 2, which is also true. How about the square root of the 3 squared? Is this equals to 3? Square root of 9. Yan. Okay, these are all positive. Maybe it's true to all positive numbers. Let us select negative numbers. Okay, how about negative 1? Then, is this equals to negative 1? Okay. Negative 1 times negative 1, obviously, it will give us a positive 1. Square root of 1 is 1. So, this is not true to negative numbers because it will give us a false statement here. Tingnan natin kung lahat ng negative ay ganon. So, we select negative 2. So we have 4 and then 2. And yes, lahat ng negative numbers are not part of this statement. So that is how you counter-example sa isang statement using inductive reasoning. So any questions sa reductive? Before tayo pupunta sa deductive reasoning. Question? Question?
None, ma'am.
Okay, so no questions. We will continue with
None, ma'am.
deductive. Okay, so deductive, the process of reaching a conclusion by applying general principles and procedures. The process of reaching a conclusion by applying general assumptions, procedures, or principles. So it requires to start with a few general ideas, which is called premises, and apply them to a specific situation. Yan. Okay, so ito, opposite siya. Yung kanina sa deductive, sa inductive is pag ganito. Yan. Dito naman, pag ganyan. So from general ideas to specific conclusion. Dito from specific observation through general conclusions. So mayroon tayong dito sinabi. So nag-start siya ng all muscles are made out of living tissue. All humans have muscles. Therefore, all humans are made out of living tissue. So from the general ideas, yan. Ito yung mga general ideas. We have general ideas 1, general ideas 2, and then he create a conclusion. So, anong uses ng deductive? To establish a conjecture. Yan lang po yung uses niya. Unlike sa inductive, 3 ang uses ng reasoning ng inductive. Okay, so this is an example, a comparison between an inductive and deductive reasoning. So, nakikita natin, no? Sa inductive reasoning, yung first na di-discuss natin, is start from pattern hanggang sa may nakitang conjecture, then i-verify mo kung tama ba itong conjecture. Kasi nga, di ba, sa inductive sinabi na it may or may not true to all. Ano to verify or modify? Ito na yung ginawa nating conjecture. Tapos, nag-counter example ka. Titingnan mo if that true to all to all numbers. If not, then your conjecture is not true. I-change mo yung conjecture mo para it will become true. So that is inductive reasoning. Pero sa deductive, so since ang deductive is galing from a general facts, definitions, and accepted properties, hence, it will give you a logical argument. So, sa kanya, sa deductive, medyo galing na sa mga general ideas, sa mga facts, definitions. So, yung kanyang magiging results will be true. So, for example, we have here. Example natin na, ito yung inductive. Unahin natin si inductive kasi sa inductive tayo start. So, yung na-observe niya. Na-observe ni Mia, na-observe ng kaklase niya, Mia came to class late this morning. Another observation niya is, Mia's hair was uncombed. Tapos may prior experience siya kahit na si Mia daw ay very fussy about her hair. Yung meticuloso talaga sa kanyang buhok. So he conclude, or yung kaklase niya na-conclude, na Mia overslept. So kulang ng tulog. Kaya yun, pagpunta sa klase ay nangyaring ganyan. While sa deductive, ano ang ibig sabihin? While sa deductive, kasi general ideas, general facts. So, Tom knows that if he misses the practice the day before a game, then he will not be a starting player in the game. O, baka tanong nyo, Ma'am, di ba general, bakit nag-isa lang siya? specific si Tom. Yes, nilagay si Tom. Pero yung kanyang idea is coming from a general. We all know, specify lang si Tom kasi ang player. So we all know and Tom knows na kapag nag-miss tayo ng practice the day before a game, you will not be a starting player in the game. So this is a general idea or facts yan. Totoo yan nangyayari. Pag hindi ka kasama sa practice, ay hindi ka talaga magiging starting player. Tapos, meron naman siyang nakitang from general ideas, then meron tayong ideas naman or facts na si Tom ay na-miss niya yung practice on Tuesday. So from here, he conclude that he will not be able to start in the game on Wednesday. So yun yun ang difference ng deductive and inductive. Kasi yung sa quiz niyo, meron lalabas doon na wherein you're going to determine kahit sa inyong sa quiz niyo may mangyari doon na wherein you're going to determine if that statement is inductive or deductive reasoning. So, ganun po yung pagkakaiba ng inductive and deductive. Ang deductive, facts yun, general ideas, while the inductive, just an observations, then they conclude. So, yun pagkakaiba ng deductive and inductive. O yan. So, we have also here an example. During the past 10 years, a tree has produced plums every other year. Last year, the tree did not produce plums. So this year, the tree will produce plums. So inductive daw. Bakit inductive? Okay, let us see. During the past years, a tree has produced plums every other year. So observation po ang nangyari. Hindi yan general facts. So last year, the tree did not produce. So observation din. So since hindi siya na-produce ngayon, kasi sinabi naman every other year na produce, hence, conclusion niya, the tree will produce plums this year. So ganun yon. Next, bakit ito deductive? Yan, tingnan natin. All home improvement cost more than the estimate. Meron sinabing home, all. At the same time, lahat namang ng home improvements ay nagko-cost more than the estimate. We know that generally. So this is a general facts. Hence, this is a deductive reasoning. So ganun po yung inductive and deductive. Okay, so any questions po between the difference between inductive and deductive reasoning? Is there any questions? If none, we will continue. Okay. So none. So continue tayo. Ito yung medyo nakaka-excite sa problem solving. Yung mga logic puzzles, mga puzzles. So problem solvings yan. I know that all of you like puzzles. So we have, first part is the logic. So it can be solved using deductive reasoning. It consists of a chart that enables us to display the given information in a visual manner. Ayan. Ito yung example. Wait. Okay. Each of 4 neighbors. So meron kang neighbor. 4. We have Sean, Marie, Sarah, and Brian. Each of them have different occupations. So it can be Sean, Marie, Sarah, or Brian who is an editor. Sa 4 na yan ay banker, sa 4 na yan ay si chef, and sa 4 na yan ay si dentist. So ngayon the question is you're going to know who is the editor, banker, chef, and dentist among your 4 neighbors. So this 4 is the clue. Ito yung clue natin. Maria gets home from work after the banker, but before the dentist. Sarah, who is the last to get home from work, is not the editor. The dentist and Sarah leave for work at the same time, and the banker lives next door to Brian. So we have a let here. Let x1 ruled by clue 1. Kasi we will try to answer the problem following the 4 clues. So we will start with the clue 1. So kailangan i-rule out natin yung clue 1 using x1, x2 ruled out by clue 2, x3 you ruled out by clue 3, and the x4 ruled it out by clue 4. So yung check naman, it will indicate that is the specific occupation of a certain neighbor. Okay, so we will start answering the problem. So ano ang problem natin? Kailangan nating malaman sino sa mga 4 neighbors natin ay si editor, banker, chef, or si dentist. Okay, the clue 1. Maria got home from work after the banker but before the dentist. Anong ibig sabihin yan? Meaning, Maria is not the banker nor the dentist. Bakit man, ma'am? Saan nakuha yan? Makatanungin nyo. Yan o, si Maria gets home from work after the banker and about before the dentist. So, si Maria after ng banker. So, mauna si banker, pero si Maria umuwi before the dentist. So, huli si dentist kay Maria. Yan. So, ganyan. Dentist, Maria, banker. So, hence, Maria is not the banker nor the dentist. So, meron tayong table. Maria is not the banker. Yan. X1 natin. Nor the dentist. X1. Bakit X1, ma'am? Ayan, lagay natin. Ruled out by clue 1. So, X1. So, yan na. So, we have na. So, hindi pa natin masagot yan kasi marami pang bakante, oh. We cannot tell sino ba si Maria, si editor ba o si chef. So, hindi tayo pwede maghula-hula dyan. So, kailangan nating i-follow ang clue. Parang detective tayo ngayon. Okay, next. Sarah, who is the last to get home from work, is not the editor. So, we determine that Sarah is not the editor. Next. Ano pa next? Yan lang bang magagawa natin dyan? Okay, remember, may sinabi doon sa first. Diba? Sinabi, si dentist, si Maria, and then si banker. So, mauna huli si dentist, Maria, and banker. Tingnan natin daw. Okay. Ngayon, from that one, anong pwede natin kunin? Since, di ba, meron tayong makukuha sa clue 1. Sa clue 2, sa clue number 2, meron tayong nakita na Sarah is the last to get home. The last, huli. And is not the editor. That is why X2. Ano pa meron tayong makita? Since sinabi niya, huli siya uuwi, si Sarah yung huling uuwi, pwede siya si dentist. Diba? Kasi huli man daw si dentist doon. Ay, wala naman sinabing huli si dentist. Pero, as you can see, sa tatlong ito, mahuli si Maria, si dentist kay Maria. Pero, si banker, hindi naman mahuhuli kasi merong pang mahuli sa kanya, which is Maria and dentist. Since in the clue number 2, sinabi, Sarah is the last to get home. Hence, he cannot be the banker. Oh. Bakit na-gets natin na hindi siya si banker? From the clue 1, sinabi, Maria gets home from work after the banker. So we have Maria, banker. But before the dentist, so we have dentist, Maria, banker. So ibig sabihin sa tatlong yan, si banker mauna, then si Maria, then si dentist. Since sinabi dito na si Sarah is not the last, hindi siya pwede maging si banker. Pwede siya maging si dentist. So baka meron pa ditong isa but hindi cannot be the banker. Since hindi natin alam kung ito na ba si Huli or meron pa isa, pero we can conclude that she is not the banker, pero kasi meron pa sa kanyang susunod, which is Maria. So Sarah is the last to get home, hence she is not also the banker. So yun po yung pagkukuha natin dyan. Okay, yan na. So we have, lumabas na si X3, dapat wala pa dyan. Okay, saan kinuha yan si X3? Okay, erase muna natin ha para hindi makita. Okay. The dentist and Sarah leave for work at the same time. So, sa clue 1, anong meron natin sa clue 1? Dentist, Maria, the last home to, Sarah is the last to get home from work. And sinabi dito, the dentist and Sarah leave for work at the same time. So, ibig sabihin, si dentist pati si Sarah. So, the same po silang time na umuwi. So, from here, sinasabi natin sa clue 3 na si Sarah ay hindi si dentist. So, that is why merong X3 dito. Si Sarah ay hindi dentist. Siyempre, sasabihin ba natin kung si Sarah ay dentist, sasabihin ba natin the dentist and Sarah. So, dalawang tao yan. So, si Sarah ay hindi yung dentista. Hence, X3 ruled out by the clue number 3. So, ngayon, makita natin na si Sarah ay si Chef. Kasi na-clue out na natin to dito. Ngayon, so pag na-clue out na natin na si Sarah ay si Chef, syempre, hindi na sila pwede maging Chef. Kasi Chef na si Sarah. So, wala na. So, X3 na yan. May nakita tayo na na-ruled out naman din dito. Hence, si Maria ay si editor. So, kung si Maria ay si editor, hindi na din pwede ang iba maging editor. So, ngayon, it's either Sean is the banker or the dentist, or Brian is the banker or the dentist. So, dalawa na lang. Nakita na natin si Maria is the editor and the chef is Sarah. Okay, next. Yan. Ngayon, paano natin malaman sino talaga si banker at dentist? So, we have clue number 4. What is our clue number 4? Clue number 4, banker lives next door to Brian. Hence, obviously, Ryan is not the banker. O yan, si Brian pala is not the banker. So, meron na tayong answer. So, yes, correct, si Brian ay yung dentist. Hence, we have Maria as the editor, Sean as the banker, Sarah as the chef, and Brian is the dentist. So, ganun po yung pag-answer sa logic puzzle. Okay, so, meron pa ba? Okay, isang puzzle pa. Ito na yung binigay ko last week, yung pag-solve ng Ken-Ken puzzles. Na-solve nyo na ba?
Wala pa, ma'am.
Wala pa? Okay.
Wala pa, ma'am.
Okay, so ganito. So, ang Ken-Ken puzzles is like a Sudoku puzzle. Sino-sino naglalaro ng Sudoku? Wala?
Ma'am.
Alam lang, ma'am. Marunong lang, ma'am.
Mahirap.
Mahirap?
Ako, alam lang. Alam ko, ma'am.
Oh, yan,
Alam, ma'am.
Okay, marami. Okay, so ganito. Yung Ken-Ken puzzles just the same with Sudoku. So, galing din yan sa Japan. So, it is word from Ken, meaning knowledge and awareness. So, yung Ken puzzle is a knowledge, using your knowledge and awareness. So, it translates as knowledge squared or awareness squared. Kasi Ken. Kasi mostly ganyan yung pagsulat nila. Ken. Okay, it's similar to Sudoku puzzles. But this time, this requires you to use or perform arithmetic. Ano yung mga arithmetic, ma'am? Yun, plus, minus, times, and divide. Yan yung arithmetic to solve the cell. Unlike yung Sudoku, tingnan mo lang kung ano yung wala dyan number. Well, this one, titingnan pa natin yung number, kaya nga may awareness, while using arithmetic, kaya nga may knowledge. Okay? So, we have here the rule. So, ang ibig sabihin ng rule, if you're going to use 3 by 3, the numbers are 1, 2, 3. If 4 by 4, the numbers are 1, 2, 3, 4. So, depende yan. Kung 5 by 5, 1 to 5 yung number. 6, 1 to 6 yung number. So, same pa rin yung procedure. Do not repeat any number in any row or column. Mga ganyan. So, we will try to see using an example. Kasi pagbabasahin natin yan without demo, ay hindi talaga natin ma-determine o malaman kung paano laruin si Ken. Okay. So, we have a 4 by 4. Ito 6 times. Ibig sabihin, itong dito, yan, 6 times. So, yung ibig sabihin, you have 3 numbers. Wherein the product, kasi times man, so wherein the product of the 3 numbers will give you 6. Pero yung mga values na walang arithmetic, like this one, the 2 and the 1, obviously, ilalagay na natin yung 2 and the 1. Ganun pa yan. So, this one, hanggang dito yan siya. So, yung mga darker color are the... Uy, wait lang ha. Okay, so we have here ha. Sandali lang. Ay, uminom ko ng tubig. Okay, so ito naman, yung mga black corners, broad lines, ibig sabihin hanggang doon. So, ibig sabihin yung 1 minus, dalawa yung value, wherein if you're going to subtract it, kasi minus subtract it, it will give you 1. But this one, tatlo, multiply yung 4 na number, that will give you 8. Ito naman, dalawa, we're going to multiply the 2 numbers, it will give you 12. And also with this one, if you're going to multiply this number, it will give you 4. While this one, if you're going to multiply, add this number, it will give you 7. Okay, we will try to answer this one. Okay, so this is a 4 by 4 column. Hence, you need 1, 2, 3, and 4 numbers. So, we have already 1 and 2. So, ibig sabihin, hindi na pwede gamitin si 1 dito, si 1 dito. And so, with number 2, hindi na pwede dito, and so with dito. Okay? Erase natin ha. Okay, titingnan natin how to solve. So, we have 1 minus. So, ano yung mga numbers here? So, we can already use also 1, pero hindi siya dito sa, naka-align sa 1. Pwede dito. Okay, what are the numbers that can give you, when you add them, it will give you 1. So, we have, it's either 2 minus 1, 3 minus 1, 3 minus 2, or 4 minus 1. So, since, 4 minus 1, 4 minus 3. Since marami pang value na pwedeng gamitin, so wag muna natin itong gagalawin. Pupunta tayo yung konti lang value na pwedeng gamitin. Like this 12. O itong 12. Dalawang value from here. You're going to use that. It will give you 12. Ano? Can it 2 times 4? No. 8 siya. Only 4 and 3. Diba? 4 and 3 lang pwedeng gamitin. 4 times 3, it will give us 12. So, it's either this is the 4 and this is the 3. Or pwede din, ito si 3, dito si 4. So, dyan lang muna yan. Hindi natin papasagot. Tingnan natin si 4 times. What value will give you 4? Merong value na magbibigay sa atin is 2 times 2 and 4 times 1. Since we cannot use 2 and 2 here, because, ano daw, naka-align sila. Dapat isa lang talaga dito, pwede gamitin ang 2. So, we cannot use 2. So, we will erase 2 there, and we can use 4 and 1. So, we have, it can be 4 here or 1 here or 4. Ngayon, next. So, nakikita natin na may 1 na
Ma'am,
dito.
permission to talk, ma'am.
Yes,
Di ba mayroon na
Cadet?
1, ma'am? May 1 na doon, ma'am, oh.
Yes. Yun na. So, nakikita natin na may 1 na din siya dito. So, we cannot anymore use 1 here. Hence, ang gagamitin natin is 4. So, since gagamitin na natin si 4, wala na si 4 dito. Since nagamit na si 4, 3 na dito. Since nagamit na si 3, 4 na dito. Si 4 na yan. Kita? 4 na dito. O ngayon, kompleto na sila, di ba? So, we will use 1, 3, 4. Anong kulang? 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Since 2 ang ginamit, it can either be, 2 minus 1 or 3 minus 2. It can be 1 or 3. So, since may 1 na dito, hindi na pwede gamitin si 1. So, it's 3 and 2. Erase. Yan. So, erase na natin to dito. Sa nagamit na si 3 and 2. Now, nakita natin na nagamit na si 1, 3, 4. Ang kulang is 2. So, dito si 2. Ayan. Kuha na natin. Next, may nakuha na tayo dito. So, anong kulang sa 8? Sa tatlong number that will give you 8. So, what are the numbers that will give you 8? So, we have, wait place ko kayo, ayan. 2 times 2 times 2. 8 yan. Ano pa? 2 times 4 times 1. Ma'am, bakit 2 ang kailangan? Kasi meron na, nakuha na natin yung si 2. So, ibig sabihin, ano yung other 2 numbers here that will make 8? So, we have 2 times 2 times 2. 2 times 4 times 1. Ano pa? 2 times 3 times 2. Pwede ba? 2 times 3 is 6 times 2, 12. Hindi na. So, ito lang dalawa. Ngayon, saan sa dalawang ito ang gagamitin mo? If I'm going to write 2 times 2 times 2, tingnan nyo, nakaline si 2, nakaline dito si 2. So, we cannot use 2 times 2 times 2. So, erase. So, si 2 times 4 and 1 ang gagamitin. So, since nandito si 1, we will not use 1. We will use 4, and this 1 is 1. Hindi pwede si 1 dito kasi nandito si 1. So, ngayon, 1, 2, 3, 4. So, nakuha na natin. So, kompleto na. Hindi mo na kailangan isolve pa ito. So, 1, 3. So, we have 2. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. Ano to dito? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. O, tingnan nyo. If you're going to multiply this one, 3 times 2 times 1 gives you 6. And this one, 4 plus 3 gives you 7. O, gets you na? That is can puzzle. O, diba? Ang sayang mag-solve.
Ay, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, ay ma'am, marami ako wrong, ma'am, doon sa ken number, ma'am.
Ano na yan?
Mara, marami akong wrong, ma'am. Kasi hindi ko pa
Tak-
naintindihan. Pero
Wrong.
correct ko na.
Okay, so, ganun yan. Okay lang yan. So, next tayo,
Mas okay pa to, ma'am, kaysa doon sa module 2.
Oo.
More like conjunctive and
Yeah.
pero PowerPoints eh.
Yes. Uy, guys, hindi nyo wait lang may disturb. Okay, so next, So, yun So, yung mga nagmo-module, so ano yung ay kasi hindi sa akin kasi under yung Alpha and Bravo. Ano yung sa kanila? Online? May idea kayo? Charlie?
Wala, ma'am. Wala, ma'am.
Kasi yung sa BSMarE, under lang sa akin is yung Charlie. I don't know what's with the Alpha and Bravo kasi iba yung teacher nila sa NGEC4.
How do this will be featured?
Okay, so ito yung mga basic puzzle solutions, no? So we have a single square, cages with two squares. So hindi na natin i-discuss to. So this was given only for the module, yung walang online. So babasahin nila yan how to solve. Parang solution yan. Parang paano yan isosolve yung mga edges. So, meron tayong guess and check. Okay, so we have an example. So, dalawang example pa. Okay, so yung broad. So, since wala na to, so since this is a 3 by 3, hence, ang kailangan natin is 1, 2, and 3. So, we have 2 here and 2 here. Bakit 2, ma'am? Wala naman operation. So, automatic, what is the value? You put there. Okay, next. We have 4. What are the values that we can use? Since we already have 2 here, so 3 and 1 na lang. So, it can be 3, 1, or ito, yung si 1 and 3. Next. So, if meron na tayong 2 dito, it can be si 1 dito or 3, or si 3 dito or si 1. Same with this one. Ngayon, ano ba ang mga 5? 5 is, dapat, what value of 5 will you use? What value of 5 na tatlong numbers you will use? What a value? What value from 1 to 3 that you will use to have a sum of 5? So, we can have 1 plus 1 plus 3. Diba? Tatlo to. So, 1 plus 1 is 3. 1 plus 1 plus 3 is 5. Ano pa? We have 2 plus 2 plus 1. 5 din to. Ano pa?
4, 1, ma'am.
4 and 1? Hindi na pwede. Dalawa lang yun. Tatlo ang kailangan ko. This one, 1, 2, and 3. So, 4 plus 1 is 5. So, pag ilagdag pa tayo ng isang number, it will be more than 5. So, ito lang tayong pwedeng gamitin. So, ngayon, if we're going to use 2 plus 2 plus 1, it's either 2 na pwede pwede. Hindi pwede dito. So, dito naman si 2 na hindi din pwede. So, wala na talagang makikita. So, we cannot use this 2 plus 2 plus 1. It is only 1 plus 1 plus 3. Ngayon, 1 plus 1 plus 3. So, pag 1 plus 1 plus 3, ito ang technique. Kasi hindi pwede magkasunod, magka-arrow. So, sample, lagay ko dito si 1 pati 1, hindi pwede. Kung dito naman si 1 pati 1, hindi din pwede. Ang technique dyan, ilagay nyo sa diagonal sila. Magka-ganito, parang ganyan sila, or dito. So, ibig sabihin, meron ako dito 1, nandito din si 1. Para dito ko ilagay si 3. O, diba? Para hindi sila isang rows and columns. So, since I have already 1 and 1 here, so hindi na gagamitin si 1 doon. Wait. Ano nangyari? Si 1, sorry. Ano yun? Okay. C1 dito. Siya C3, and this is C1. Okay, since na-answer na ang iba, pwede natin ilagay na ang ibang number na kailangan. So, kailangan natin C3, and kailangan natin C2. So, 3 plus 2 will give you 5. So, checking na lang yan kung tama yung answer. So, 3 plus 2 is equals to 5. Hence, yung answer natin is correct. So, another
Ma'am.
example. Yes, Alimark?
Hindi pwede ilagay
Ang ano?
yung 4, ma'am.
Ay, hindi. 3 by 3 lang yan.
Pwede, ma'am. Sorry, ma'am.
Okay lang. Okay, so pag 3 by 3, so hanggang 3 numbers lang. 1, 2, 3. Pag 4 by 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Pag 5, 5, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, ganun lang. 6 by 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, ibig sabihin, this Ken-Ken puzzles is only applicable to square numbers. Walang rectangle. So, 6 by 6, 7 by 7, pare-parehas yung kanilang edges. Okay, so we have here, ilan to? 1, 2, 3, 4. So, this is a 4 by 4. And we need 1, 2, 3, and 4 numbers. Okay. Ngayon, ito yung medyo mahirap. Kasi wala siyang ibibigay na value. Yung walang operations. So, anong magiging answer natin dyan? Okay, so, what will be your answer? So, we will try to solve up. So, ngayon, teka lang Wait. Okay, so we have, 1, 2, 3, 4. So, saan tayo mag-start? So, dito tayo mag-start sa 1 minus. Ano mga numbers na pwede sa 1 minus? Medyo marami. Dalawang number, 2 minus 1, 3 minus 2, 4 minus 3. So, we will not start there kasi marami. How about sa 8 times? Tatlong number. So, 8 times, ibig sabihin, tatlong number i-multiply will give you 8. So, we have 2 times 2 times 2. But obviously, pag sumobra na sa 2, 2, 2, so, magkaparehas yung arrow sa 2 dito, and so with this one. So, we cannot use this. How about 4 times 2 times 1? Pwede, di ba? So, it can be 4, 2, or 1 dito, or dito din si 4, 2, or 1 here. Pwede din dito si 4, 2, or 1. Okay, hindi na same sagot pa din. So, how about dito? 6 plus. Dito na, si 4 plus. Ano naman si 4 plus? 4 plus is na tatlo. We have 1,
2 plus 1 plus 1.
2 plus 1. Ayan, 1 plus 1 plus 2. Pwede ba 3 plus 1 plus 1? Hindi na. 5 na siya. Yan lang. 1 plus 1 plus 2. Since may dalawang 1, so obviously, ilalagay natin dito. And this will be your 2. O, di ba? So, since nandito si 1 and 2, obviously, or clearly, we can, ayun, wala ang aking, wait lang
May erase na yung 2, pati 1 dun sa 8 times, ma'am.
Yes. Wait lang So we have, let me erase this.
I like
Wait lang
your English. I like your English.
Consume.
Just like your
Okay, so we have 4. So 4 here. 4. And then, pag nakuha na si 4 dyan, tatanggalin natin si 4. Okay, since we cannot use 1 here, so this is 1, this is 2, and yung isa is 1. Yan. Time check, 4:70. So, we still have time. 1, 2. Ayan. Ngayon, next. 7 plus. What are the numbers from 1 to 4? We can use two numbers to add 7 plus. Magiging 7. So, we have
3 plus
3
4.
and 4. 3 and 4. We cannot select yet saan dyan ang 3, saan dyan ang 4. So, we will look here. Sa minus, pwede na ba? Tingnan na natin. 2 minus 1. So, kung dito si 1, and dito si 2, hindi din pwede. Dito si 2, dito si 1, hindi pwede kasi may 1 na. And si 2 minus 1, 2 minus 1 cannot be used. 3 minus 2. We can also use 3 minus 2 or 4 minus 3. So, hindi pa pwede. So, dito muna tayo sa 6 plus. So, 6 plus, what are the 3 numbers if we're going to add? We produce 6. So, we have 3 plus 2 plus 1. Diba? Ano pa? 2 plus 2 plus 2. Pero dito natin nilalagay si 2 and 2, 2, 2. So, hindi pwede dyan. Hindi pwede natin gamitin si 2 plus 2. How about other numbers? So, we have...
Ma'am, 1, 2, 3.
O, ito na. 1, 2, 3 plus 2 plus 1. 1 plus 2 plus 2. Ano pa? 4 plus 1 plus 1. Hindi po pwede si 4 plus 1 plus 1 kasi 1 plus 1 along the same line sila. So, si 3 plus 2 plus 1 lang. So, we can select 3 here, 2 or si 1. Dito si 3 or si 2, si 1. Or dito si 3, si 2 or si 1. Ngayon, tingnan natin. Since meron ng 1, hindi pwede si 1 dyan. Since meron 2 and 1, hindi pwede si 2 and 1. Ayan, nakuha na si 3. Hence, si 3 dito, hindi na pwede si 3, hindi na pwede si 3. Since nandito na si 2, hindi na pwede si 2. Since nandito na si 3, hindi na pwede si 3. Since nandito si 4, hindi na pwede si 4. Ayan, pwede na natin ilagay kasi medyo nakukompleto na siya. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, dito na. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Let us see kung tama na yung iba. 4 plus 3 is 7, 8, 9. So, correct. 4 minus 3 is 1. Correct. 1 plus 2 plus 3 is 6. So, tama na yung ginawa natin. So, that is how you're going to solve Ken-Ken puzzles in a 4x4. Questions? Question.
None, ma'am.
Done,
No,
ma'am.
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 None, ma'am.
Okay,
None,
so,
none, none.
okay, so you're done. Elaborate. So, meron tayong 6 na Ken-Ken puzzles. 3x3 na dalawa, 4x4 na dalawa din, and dalawang 5x5. So, isang points ba yun? 1 point in each cell ba yun sinilagay ko? 5 points. Basta 100 all. Teka ha. I will try to see kung ilang points yon.
Ma'am, pwede iulit, ma'am, kasi mali lang ko lahat, ma'am.
Yes, tingnan ko ha. Na-submit mo na ba?
Yes, ma'am. Nag-submit ako, ma'am.
Tingnan ko ha.
Akala ko tama na.
Kasi parang nilagay ko ata yun. Pwedeng i-resubmit. Wait lang. Module 3, Unit 1, elaborate. Okay. Let me see the form. Wait lang nga kasi nag-hang. Ay, nag-hang aking computer kapag open. Okay, we will, I'm going to see this kung ilan ang pwede ata to i-resubmit. So, I will check to resubmit the value. Wait lang ha. Wait. Ayan na. So, ayan. So, ito yung ating elaborate sa ating assignment. So, we have 1 point each correct cell. So, ibig sabihin, pag nakuha yung correct nyo dito sa lugar na to, 1 point na. Dito, same 1 point. So, all in all, it has a 100 points. So, we have 2 5x5, dalawang 4x4, and dalawa ding 3x3. 100 points dito. So, I will try to see. Okay, you can edit this after submit. Pwede pong i-edit. So, just open yung sinubmit ninyo and then i-erase yun and then submit another. Pwede po yun. Kasi naka-edit after submit. You can edit
Ma'am,
your
kailan ang due date
submission.
nun, ma'am?
The due date is still on November 1. November 1
Thank you,
yan.
ma'am.
Okay,
Thank
so any more questions? So 100 points po dito. So may nag-pass na sa akin 8. So I don't know which one, sino-sino nag-pass na. Okay, so if no more questions, may questions pa ba?
None, ma'am.
Okay,
None, ma'am.
so if no more
None, ma'am.
questions, please open your camera for the for the documentations na present po tayo. Okay, smile. Oh, may babae ba ngayon? Dalawa, tatlo,
Gwapo mo,
ilang
Loy.
babae natin ngayon?
Ako kalor, ma'am.
Urjun lang malakas.
Okay, so
Bulul.
no more questions?
None, ma'am.
Okay, so see you on Friday. May bago kayong, on Friday you'll have another activity. So problem solving with patterns yun. So may diniscuss na ako ng basics problem solving. You can do na yung problem or you just read muna the lecture. So the discussion of that will be on next Wednesday. So we will not meet on Friday. You just go to the Google Classroom and then don't forget your quiz number 2 regarding Module 2. Okay, so no more questions. So class dismissed. See you next Wednesday. Take care. Okay. Thank you for your time. Bye-bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Shout out.
out. Shout out.
Yan naiintindi, samahan mo.
Itanto maka.
Bustamante.
Dali answer na module 2. Batch Omar Halil. Malakas. Electro. Pag-asa namin, Romeo save me.
Kaya na batch, bye-bye.